This video starts, I just want to announce that my channel now has channel memberships. You can become a channel member to get special perks such as early access to videos, shoutouts, and even the ability to request a scenario. You can view a full list of perks that members get by clicking the join button on my channel page. Of course, you aren't required to become a member, and it's just a better way to support me and my channel if you want. Alright, enjoy the video. Have you ever thought about the possibility of extraterrestrial life? What about intelligent extraterrestrial life? There's no way that we could fully rule out the possibility because the universe is incredibly large. Somewhere out there, what if there is another intelligent life form? Would it pose a threat to humanity? What if there was something big out there? No, not that big. That big. Hunter of worlds. What if there was a cosmic giant hunting us, and we had no idea?
Whoa, what the fuck? There's no way this is real. Oh my god. It is. I have to call my boss right away.
Hello? Why are you calling me at this hour? You better have a good reason for this.
Listen, I'm sorry, but I definitely have a good reason for this. What I am about to tell you could change the world forever.
Well, what are you waiting for? Tell me this world-changing news.
I received a message from beyond our world. It's not a false alarm. It's real.
Oh my...
Alert. Alert. All employees report to the main conference room immediately by order of the head of NASA. Code 99. Repeat, code 99. All employees report to the main conference room immediately. This is not a test. Please do so in an orderly manner. An emergency meeting is being held in 10 minutes. All employees are required to attend. Code 99. Repeat, code 99.
Hello everyone, welcome. As you all may know, we have a Code 99 situation, a real one. At 3:51 a.m. last night, I got a call from a satellite operator confirming the receiving of a message sent from extraterrestrial origin. As of now, we don't know who or what sent the message. The message is written in code and is being displayed on the screen now. Currently, our top code breakers are working on deciphering the code and what the message says. All employees are required to keep this a secret from the public until the government is notified and issues a statement. I am now issuing an all-hands-on-deck order for this situation. All employees will contribute to the discovery of where this message came from and what it contains. Thank you. You are all dismissed.
This is CNN Breaking News.
Welcome all to CNN Morning News, and today we are going to jump straight into a groundbreaking story that emerged this morning. The United States government issued a statement that NASA has received a message of extraterrestrial origin. The message was received at 3:51 a.m. 2 nights ago on the 15th by a NASA receiver satellite. I know you all are itching to see what the message says. Here is the original message on screen now. As you can see, it's written in a code language that we cannot understand. However, code breakers at NASA have deciphered the message, and it reads, "The giant is hunting. The giant knows. It is coming for you next." No one at NASA knows what the giant is or what is meant by it is hunting. Maybe we can get more information because we have a NASA official joining the show today. They were the first person contacted by the satellite operator who received the message. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well today, thanks.
What does this message mean for humanity and the possibility of intelligent extraterrestrial life?
Well, I believe the message alone proves the existence of extraterrestrial life, but it's the contents of the message that are more important. We don't know what the message meant by a giant, maybe another form of life. The first two parts of the message really cannot provide any useful information because we don't have any knowledge of what it's talking about. The third part, however, may be a cause for a little concern. It's usually not a good thing when a message coming from an unknown life form, potentially thousands of light years away, sends a message containing, "It is coming for you next." What this does tell us is this life was potentially around for a very long period of time, long enough to discover Earth and send a message. It also tells us that whatever is coming for us is probably not very far. NASA and the government will be using increased power in telescopes and radar systems to detect if there's anything that may be a threat to Earth.
That's very interesting. Thank you for coming on and letting everyone know about this. Your work is greatly appreciated.
Yep, thanks for having me on.
Well, you heard it here, folks. Extraterrestrial life has been confirmed. What a day for humanity. However, I urge all listeners to remain calm and don't get all worked up about what was just said. Most of the negative parts are only speculation and are not true as of right now. This day will be remembered in history.
This is a National Information Center message, issued at the request of the United States government and the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. This is not an emergency. No immediate action is needed. This message is being issued to inform the public on an ongoing event. Please stand by. On July 15, 2024 at approximately 3:51 a.m., the National Aeronautics and Space Administration received a message of unknown origin from the depths of space. Further research conducted by NASA has determined that the message is from an intelligent extraterrestrial life form. This proves that extraterrestrial life exists in the universe. The message contains a coded message which was deciphered and reads, "The giant is hunting. The giant knows. It is coming for you next." It is unknown what this giant is, but officials from NASA speculate that there may be something heading for Earth. However, this hypothesis is false at this time. NASA has also clarified that the life form that sent the message is possibly thousands of light years away and poses no threat to Earth or humanity. However, the giant that the message discusses may potentially pose a threat to Earth, as the message described is as a hunter. NASA and the United States government are urging all residents of the United States to stay calm and do not panic. There is nothing to worry about at this time. If you panic, you may cause civil unrest. If any civil unrest or riot is taking place because of this event, all participants will be arrested and charged to the fullest extent of the law. Many news stations across the country have been reporting on this event and may be causing panic. If a news station is attempting to instill fear in you, turn it off. This has been a National Information Center message. Normal programming will resume after the closing tones.
This message is being transmitted at the request of the Birmingham Police Department. A law enforcement warning has been issued for the Birmingham metropolitan area until further notice. At approximately 8:16 p.m. Central Daylight Time, it was reported that a riot was occurring at and around the intersection of 5th Avenue South and 38th Street South. These rioters are reportedly acting very violent towards innocent bystanders in the area by verbally harassing them and physically attacking them. The rioters are chanting multiple phrases such as, "The end is near," "The giant is coming," and "We are doomed." This riot is believed to have been started because of the message received by NASA yesterday. All residents around the intersection of 5th Avenue South and 38th Street South are advised to either evacuate the area or shelter in place until law enforcement has dealt with the riot. If you choose to evacuate, do so quickly so that rioters may not see you. If you choose to shelter in place, lock all windows and doors and barricade them if possible. Close all blinds or shutters and cover any window that does not have blinds. Make as little noise as possible to prevent giving away your location to the rioters. Be aware that violent rioters may break into homes or smash windows. If a rioter breaks into your home, defend yourself by any means necessary. Do not participate in the riot. If you do, you will be arrested and charged to the fullest extent of the law. The Birmingham Police Department is currently attempting to control the riot. Please stay aware and stay safe. Tune to local news outlets for more information on this event.
This message is being transmitted at the request of the New York Emergency Management Agency. A civil danger warning has been issued for the entire state of New York until further notice. Multiple violent riots have started in major cities in New York. These riots are assumed to be caused by residents that have panicked because of the message NASA received from extraterrestrial life a couple days ago. These riots are causing massive damage to buildings and homes in the affected areas. The rioters have very aggressive behavior and are attacking any innocent bystander that they see. The rioters are breaking into homes and businesses and stealing and destroying items in the building. Many of the rioters are believed to be armed with weapons such as knives, baseball bats, crowbars, and even firearms. Some groups also are in possession of explosives and are blowing up cars and buildings. All residents of New York State are to stay indoors whenever possible and only leave for necessary purposes. If a riot is approaching your location, evacuate immediately. Do not participate in the riot. If you do, you will be arrested and charged. If you are confronted by an aggressive individual, try to reason with them and calm them down. If they attack or assault you, defend yourself by any means necessary. A mandatory curfew has been implemented for the entire state of New York. All citizens must be in their homes by 9 p.m. and may not exit until 6 a.m. If you are caught outside during the curfew hours, you will be arrested. Police departments and the National Guard in New York are currently attempting to shut down all of the riots, and it is unknown how long it will take. Tune to local news outlets for more information on this event.
Welcome back to NBC News. Today is July 19th, 2024, and today we have a breaking story that has been happening in America over the past few days. Riots in many cities have been started due to what law enforcement says is the message NASA received from aliens on the 15th. These riots have been much more violent than usual, with many homes and businesses being destroyed. Officials say participants of these riots have been panicking about the situation and therefore are taking to the streets to release their anger. Many people have been injured and some have even been killed as a result of these rioters. In most cases, the victim was just an innocent bystander that was attacked and beaten by the rioters, sometimes to death. Around half the states in America have had curfews implemented as an attempt to control the riots, and some cities have even had to completely lock down because of the large number of dangerous riots taking place. In most states, the National Guard has been moved in to help control the riots. And as of now, it seems like around half the riots around the country have been taken care of. In most states, a new temporary law has been passed, giving all arrested riot participants at least 4 months in jail. There have been at least 2,000 people arrested. Hey, what's with the commotion? We are broadcasting on national television.
You have to see this. There is something in the sky. I don't know what it is, but it's pretty big.
What? Okay, I'll take a look. What the? What is...
This is a National Information Center message, issued at the request of the United States government and the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. This is not an emergency. No immediate action is needed. This message is being issued to inform the public on an ongoing event. Please stand by. A large, unidentified object has appeared in the sky over the United States. This object is not the sun, moon, an E-star, or satellite. NASA is currently observing the object, and is trying to define what it is. As of this time, nothing is known about the object, and that it does not pose a threat to the United States or the world. All residents of the United States are urged to stay calm. Try as hard as possible to continue normal life and to not think about the object. Do not panic. Panicking may start civil unrest or riots between you and other panicking individuals. However, riots still may occur. It is advised to be in your home with all of your doors and windows locked by 9 p.m. This is not an emergency. Repeat, this is not an emergency. The United States government thanks you for participating in this activation of the emergency alert system. Stay tuned to local media and news outlets for further information and updates on this event.
Okay, well, I have good news and bad news. Well, some good news and a lot of bad news.
Well, what's the good news?
The good news is that we have found out what the object in the sky is and where it's at relative to Earth.
Okay, that's good. So what's the bad news?
Well, the bad news is that the object is some kind of supermassive humanoid figure, and it's on a direct collision course with the Earth. At the rate it's traveling now, it will slam straight into the Earth in about 9 days.
Oh, shit. Well, what do we do then? I know we gotta tell the boss, but How do you expect to tell the public something like this without the world falling into chaos?
I have no idea, but that's not up to us. We just do our job and let management take care of the situation.
Good idea. But dude, do you realize that we probably have only 9 days left to live?
I know that it sounds horrible, but remember, we are doing everything we can to try and stop this thing. If we all just sit here and mourn about it, then we'll never find a way to stop it. Try to be a little more optimistic in times like this.
Okay, thank you. I really needed that. Let's get to work.
Welcome to NBC News. Today is July 23rd, 2024, and we are going to jump straight into what everyone has been talking about for the past few days. If you didn't already know, there's something big in the sky, and it is getting bigger day by day. In fact, if you look at the sky right now, you should be able to see it somewhere up there. It's been 4 days since it appeared, and neither NASA nor the government has issued anything on what it may be. As an effect, some people are starting to make their own conclusions. Some say that it's a spaceship. Some say it's a comet or large asteroid. However, no one is 100% sure what it is. And if it keeps getting bigger each day, it would be a cause for concern. We asked some randomly selected people what they thought of it.
I have no idea what it is, and I try to ignore it throughout the day. But there's that one time I just glance into the sky and see it bigger than it was the last day. For a second it makes me wonder what it could actually be, but I try to stay calm about it. I don't see the reason that people go crazy about it, it just makes it worse for themselves and the people around them.
Personally, I think it's a spaceship. The message received from beyond Earth and now this? Come on, it has to be a spaceship. Although I don't see the point in going crazy about it, I think it's awesome. It always puzzles me how it gets closer every day, though. But that probably means they're coming for us. We might get to see aliens. Woohoo! So cool.
As you can see, public opinion varies. Some try to ignore it, some think it's cool, and then some panic about it and start riots. For the sake of you, your community, and the safety of others, please try to stay calm. Riots only make things worse for people. Even though riots are still occurring in large numbers across the country, it is better to stay out of it. It is expected that NASA will put something out in the next couple days. So please be patient until then.
We interrupt your programming. This is a national emergency. Important details will follow. This is an emergency action notification. All broadcast and cable systems shall transmit this emergency action notification message. This station has interrupted programming at the request of the White House to participate in the emergency alert system. During this emergency, most stations will remain on the air providing news and information for the public in assigned areas. This is WTTG, and will continue to serve the Washington, D.C. area. If you are not in this area, tune now to a station providing information for your local area. You are listening to the emergency alert system serving the Washington, D.C. area. Do not use the telephone. The telephone line should be kept open for emergency use. The emergency alert system has been activated. The following message has been issued at the request of the United States government and the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA. This is not a test, Repeat, this is not a test. Shortly, the President of the United States, or one of his representatives, will deliver a message over the emergency alert system. Please stand by.
My fellow Americans, I have some very disheartening news to tell you. The United States government, along with the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, or NASA for short, have been observing the object in the sky to determine what it is, where it's going, and if it poses a threat to the United States. After close observation, the large object in the sky is determined to be a supermassive humanoid being, and it is on a direct collision course with Earth. It is estimated to be that this being will arrive on Earth in approximately 5 days. We have to assume that this thing is intelligent and that it poses a threat to the world, although as of now we do not know its intentions. NASA is going to try and send the message to the being through radio signals, asking what it is and what its plans are. I urge all Americans to prepare for the worst, gather your supplies, and locate an underground shelter where you will reside until this thing has done what it planned to do. For the next 5 days, spend time with your family and do things that make you happy. Comfort your children during this time of crisis and uncertainty. I can neither confirm nor deny that this is the end. The United Nations is devising a plan to deal with this thing if it does have hostile intentions towards Earth. I urge all Americans to not panic. We already have a dangerous amount of riots, and more panic will only make the situation worse. All non-essential programming will cease following this message, with only news outlets staying on the air. Please pray for our country and the world. Thank you, and may God bless you all.
That was a message from the President of the United States. We now return to the emergency alert system. The United States government thanks you for participating in this activation of the emergency alert system. This concludes this operation of the emergency alert system. Normal programming will stay suspended until this crisis ends. Tune to local media and news outlets for more information and updates on this event.
Event type is admin, effective for all of Canada. The following message is being issued at the request of the Canadian government. This is not a test. An unknown object in the sky is currently heading towards Earth. This object, after careful observation, has been observed to be a massive humanoid figure, around 2/3 the size as the Sun. The figure is currently on a direct collision course with Earth. It is currently unknown if this figure is intelligent or what it plans to do with the Earth. The figure will arrive at Earth in approximately 5 days. The Canadian government, along with the United Nations, is currently making a plan on what to do in case of a threat to national security. All residents of Canada are strongly advised to prepare supplies and a shelter that will last you and your family for an extended amount of time. Do not panic. Do not start or participate in riots. Rioters will be arrested and will face legal consequences. The Canadian government is ordering a mandatory curfew for all of Canada effective immediately and until further notice. This is being done to prevent the spread of riots. The curfew will be in effect from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. Citizens caught out of their homes during these hours will face legal consequences. Please stay tuned for more updates on this situation.
Le type d'événement est administrateur. Efficace pour tout le Canada. Le message suivant a été mis à la demande du gouvernement canadien. Ce n'est pas un test. Un objet inconnu dans le ciel se dirige actuellement vers la Terre. Cet objet, après une observation attentive, a été observé comme étant une figure humanoïde massive, environ les 2/3 de la taille du Soleil. La figure est actuellement sur une trajectoire de collision directe avec la Terre. On ignore actuellement si ce personnage est intelligent ou ce qu'il compte faire de la Terre. La figurine arrivera sur Terre dans environ 5 jours. Le gouvernement canadien, en collaboration avec les Nations Unies, élabore actuellement un plan sur ce qu'il faut faire en cas de menace à la sécurité nationale. Il est fortement conseillé à tous les résidents du Canada de préparer des fournitures et un abri qui vous dureront, vous et votre famille, pendant une période prolongée. Ne paniquez pas. Ne déclenchez pas ou ne participez pas à des émeutes. Les émeutiers seront arrêtés et feront face à des conséquences juridiques. Le gouvernement canadien ordonne un couvre-feu obligatoire pour tout le Canada, en vigueur immédiatement et jusqu'à nouvel ordre. Ceci est fait pour empêcher la propagation des émeutes. Le couvre-feu sera en vigueur de 22 heures à 6 heures. Les citoyens surpris hors de chez eux pendant ces heures feront face à des conséquences juridiques. Veuillez rester à l'écoute pour plus de mises à jour sur cette situation.
And done. Alright. The message sent. If we get a reply, it should take 6 to 12 hours to receive it.
Great. Now, we wait.
Okay, we received a reply.
Decode the signal and bring it up. Well, decoders, what does it say?
According to the language we received from the destroyed planet, it says die.
Whoa, the fuck? That's creepy as hell. I'm gonna notify the president immediately.
This conference is being held in regard to an emergency situation that threatens the security of all nations on Earth. The conference was requested by multiple countries. The large object in the sky is observed to be a large, humanoid figure that is around 40% smaller than the Sun. The figure is on a collision course with Earth and will arrive in approximately 4 days. It is confirmed to be an unknown intelligent life form from a faraway civilization after the National Aeronautics and Space Administration received a message from it. The being has hostile intentions towards Earth. This is a global emergency. The United States of America is proposing a plan to deal with the being once it reaches Earth. The plan involves all countries in the United Nations and on Earth to launch their entire missile arsenal at the being. This includes nuclear, non-nuclear, and experimental warheads. The United Nations will now vote on this proposal. The proposal has passed. All nations of the United Nations and the world will launch all missiles at the being once it is close enough. Thank you for attending this United Nations emergency conference.
This is CNN Breaking News.
Welcome back to CNN. My name is Anthony, and welcome to this breaking story we have for you all today. According to NASA projections, the large object in the sky will reach the Earth in less than 4 days. NASA described the object as a supermassive humanoid figure and reported that it's about 2/3 the size of the Sun. Whatever this thing is, it's really big. And it doesn't get much better, as when NASA attempted to communicate with it by sending radio signals in its direction, it actually replied back with a coded message. The message translates to the word die, which has frightened many NASA scientists. People are starting to panic even more than before, which is causing many more innocent civilians to die because of riots and random assaults. Police departments are struggling to contain these riots, and county jails are filling up quickly. In fact, crime other than what is done in the riots has spiked 45% since this whole situation started. Some people say America is really falling into chaos. They say that people can't handle a situation like this when everything is told right to their face. In fact, I actually agree. Just look at the amount of civil unrest and violence in our country right now. Most are saying this is the end, and I don't blame them. But please try to be optimistic during this time of crisis. Staying calm and praying for our country is more helpful than putting the lives of your neighbors in danger. Thank you for tuning in to this special story. We will now take a short break and start our regular show.
We interrupt your programming. This is a national emergency. Important details will follow. This is an emergency action notification. All broadcast and cable systems shall transmit this emergency action notification message. This station has interrupted programming at the request of the White House to participate in the emergency alert system. During this emergency, most stations will remain on the air providing news and information for the public in assigned areas. This is WTTG, and will continue to serve the Washington, D.C. area. If you are not in this area, tune now to a station providing information for your local area. You are listening to the emergency alert system serving the Washington, D.C. area. Do not use the telephone. The telephone line should be kept open for emergency use. The emergency alert system has been activated. The following message has been issued at the request of the United States government and the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA. This is not a test. Repeat, this is not a test. Shortly, the President of the United States, or one of his representatives, will deliver a message over the emergency alert system. Please stand by.
My fellow Americans, the situation has gone dire. The massive giant that appeared in the sky 9 days ago has arrived on Earth and is towering over it as I speak. It is assumed that it will either crush or consume the planet within the next few hours. The United States, along with every other nation in the world, has come up with a plan to try and defend our world. Every nation in the world will launch all of its nuclear, non-nuclear, and experimental warheads at the giant in hopes of either killing it or scaring it away. The operation will commence in 15 minutes. This thing is not extraterrestrial life. It is death. It brings destruction and death to wherever it goes, hunting down any life in the universe, whether it's intelligent, not intelligent, peaceful, or hostile. It just kills and destroys. I refuse to say that this is the end. We will stand our ground against this demon. Please, pray for our country and the world. It is only a matter of time to see if this works or not. Thank you, and may God bless the United States and the world.
That was a message from the President of the United States. We now return to the emergency alert system. The United States government thanks you for participating in this activation of the emergency alert system. This concludes this operation of the emergency alert system. Normal programming will stay suspended until this crisis ends. Tune to local media and news outlets for more information and updates on this event.
Event type is admin. For all of Canada. The following message is being issued at the request of the Government of Canada. This is a national emergency and should be taken very seriously. This is not a test. The plan proposed by the United Nations to kill the giant in the sky has failed. The entire world's arsenal of missiles had little effect on the being. At this time, it is assumed that the giant will destroy Earth within the next 1 to 2 hours. The entire country of Canada has fallen into chaos. There is nothing anyone can do to stop it. It is recommended that you spend your final hours on Earth with your loved ones and doing what you love. The government of Canada has collapsed, and the nation is now in anarchy. Do whatever you please for your final hours. This is the final activation of the Alert Ready system. Thank you for participating.
Le type d'événement est administrateur. Pour tout le Canada, le message suivant est diffusé à la demande du gouvernement du Canada. Il s'agit d'une urgence nationale et doit être prise très au sérieux. Ce n'est pas un test. Le plan proposé par les Nations Unies pour tuer le géant du ciel a échoué. L'arsenal de missiles du monde entier avait peu d'effet sur l'être. À l'heure actuelle, on suppose que le géant détruira la Terre dans les 1 à 2 prochaines heures. Le Canada tout entier est tombé dans le chaos. Personne ne peut rien faire pour l'arrêter. Il est recommandé que vous passiez vos dernières heures sur Terre avec vos proches et que vous fassiez ce que vous aimez. Le gouvernement du Canada s'est effondré et le pays est maintenant dans l'anarchie. Faites ce que bon vous semble pour vos dernières heures. Il s'agit de la dernière activation du système Alert Ready. Merci Dave.
We interrupt regular programming to bring you a message from Her Majesty's government. Please stand by for a national emergency message. We interrupt your programming to bring you a message from BBC and Her Majesty's government. This is an emergency update on the situation regarding the giant figure in the sky. The United Nations plan to launch Earth's entire missile arsenal at the figure has failed. The missiles had little effect on the giant. The giant has hostile intentions towards Earth and the United Kingdom. Once the giant attacks, it will either consume the world or crush it with its supermassive hands. All life forms including humans will not stand a chance against this attack. It is advised for the following precautions given by Her Majesty's government to be taken immediately. Engage in times of comfort with your children, pets, and loved ones by engaging in comforting conversation and activities. Keep yourself and your loved ones calm, as it is crucial to not put them in a state of emotional distress. Panicking will only worsen what time is left. Engage in any legal or religious activity that may comfort you. If no religion applies to you, engage in other activities. Any person who participates in riots, looting, and violence will be met with force. Stay in line with the law and do not participate in any criminal activity. Please be optimistic in these end times, and by God's grace we shall be saved. Her Majesty's government thanks you for your cooperation. All regular programming will be suspended indefinitely.
We interrupt your programming. This is an emergency action termination message. Important details will follow. This is an emergency action termination, requested by the White House. All broadcast and cable systems shall transmit this emergency action termination message. This station has interrupted programming at the request of the White House to participate in the emergency alert system. This is not a test. Repeat, this is not a test. The emergency alert system has been activated.
The following message is being issued at the request of the President of the United States, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration NASA, and the United Nations. The plan to destroy the massive giant in the sky has failed. The entire world's nuclear, non-nuclear, and experimental arsenal has failed to do any damage to the giant. It is speculated that the giant will either consume or crush Earth within the next 1 to 2 hours. There is no way to stop this giant from doing whatever it plans to do. You can either accept your fate and commit suicide or stay on Earth for your final hours. The President and Vice President had left this planet in a space capsule to hopefully find life somewhere else. The United States government has collapsed, and America has fallen. It is advised to spend your final hours on Earth with your loved ones and doing things that comfort you. Do anything that makes you happy or comfortable. Do not tell young children about this event, comfort them through their final hours. Do not engage in any illegal activities, as this is a waste of your time left. Pray to your God and repent of your sins. A Bible verse has been selected to be read during the final activation of the emergency alert system. Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. They are plans for good and not for disaster, to give you a future and a hope. The United States government thanks you for participating in the final activation of the emergency alert system. We will now conclude the final activation of the emergency alert system with the playing of our national anthem. All programming will cease following this message. May God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so We can never really be too sure what is out there. Something like this may be lurking in the void, and we have no idea. The frightening thing about life is, are we the only ones? Is there more out there? Are we just a miracle in a lifeless void?